Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Vulnerability Time. We are officially here in season 5. It's great to be back. Okay, a couple things before we get started. One, please share this podcast. You never know whose life you're going to save by just sharing the podcast. Two, please leave a review of the podcast on Apple Podcast or wherever you're listening to your podcast from. Please leave a review. It really helps the algorithm. It really helps the podcast, get more noticed and all that good stuff. And third thing, so in the episode description below, we will have the video podcast link. So if you're wanting to watch the video interaction, please click in the episode description below and you will find the YouTube link. And with that being said, let us get started with whatever episode this is going to be, because I don't know what the episode is going to be right now, because this is a pre-recorded intro. Yes. Alrighty, with that being said, welcome to season 5 of Vulnerability Time.
So
Yeah,
I'm okay right
feeling
now.
better now.
Yeah,
A bit
for sure.
better. We love
But
some good cough drops.
yes, they did check my kidneys, and they said I have normal functioning kidneys.
Okay,
Just
good.
Yeah.
they were just like, you just have a mild infection, and I was like, it still feel fucking mild.
It
Right.
don't
Feels
feel
like
like nothing
No, it
mild.
feels worse.
feels
Kidneys are like the
horrible.
worst things ever
Yeah,
to
I
like,
can't tell if
get
it's like regular
infected.
back pain or if it's like,
Oh
you
yeah,
know.
no.
OMG. And
Mm-mm.
Sneha's in med school, so
Yes.
I
Oh, nice.
definitely
Period.
trusting when you
You're like,
said
oh
kidneys are
yes.
no joke.
No, they really are. Once your kidneys start, acting out, the rest of your organs are gonna follow real shortly after. So that's why like
Oh.
you give, like preferences. It's filtering your entire blood, right?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
any infection there is gonna start spreading everywhere real fast. So
Yeah.
Oh, come through med school.
Period.
I had to have at
Come
least
through,
known that.
right?
We just finished the renal module not too long ago. So
Oh, really? You're
yeah.
I
like
don't even know what that means, but
the
yes, I know the word
renal,
module.
the kidney shit.
Kidney
Yeah,
systems, yeah.
the kidney
Oh,
system.
you guys, I've been recording this a minute and 13 seconds ago just
Okay.
because it's really funny. Just, I don't know. I just wanted to just start recording and I don't know.
You got it's
The
like a
viewers
little
just get
bloopers.
immersed mid conversation. I love that.
Period.
Um, I have a pre-recorded intro, so I no longer like do the intros. So I'm kind of like navigating how do I just even start an episode. I was just like, I'm just gonna hit record and we're gonna go further. We're gonna go to the
Let's go.
vulnerability time.
It's vulnerability
Um,
time.
oh my gosh. Okay, so first off, before we start the episode, guys, everyone, I need y'all to go ahead and give applause. We have two all-stars on this episode. These are
Let's
one of the
go.
top people that are requested. We just finished the All-Star season. They were just on the All-Star season, which was last season, season 4. Um, folks, these are some of the top requested guests. Sneha and Julie. Welcome back.
Hello. Thank
Thanks
you to
for
have me.
having us.
Yes.
Welcome back. Yes. Wow. We love y'all. All the listeners love y'all. They love
Thank you
y'all.
guys.
They made sure y'all were gonna come back for season 4, which was last season.
Hell yeah. Thank you.
Oh my God. Yeah. Okay. So today we're gonna be talking about um love being possible even when we think it'll never come, or something along those lines.
Wow.
Damn.
Okay.
Yes,
Wow.
yes, I have to. Yes, yes. I Oh, before I start, last thing, folks. By the time this episode releases, my book will already be out. It's a interactive
Yay.
journaling book. So what it does, folks, is um it has like really thought-provoking journal prompts, right? And you conversate with yourself. You write about it. Have you ever thought about Have you ever seen this relate in your life before? How does this make you feel? Does this make sense? Do you agree with it or not? Is this something you need to work on? Things like that. It in the first section, it has how it works, everybody, and in the episode description will be below. It will y'all can go purchase it and stuff like that if y'all like journaling.
Oh,
I
he an
don't like
author.
journaling.
He an
Oh
author.
yes, this is the second
Right.
book, and we
Love
love
it.
it.
Mm.
Yes, and it's super cute, everyone. Don't look at the the gray lining over it because this is just a rough draft copy, so that it's part of the review process. But okay, this is terrible lighting for it, but it's
That's
such a
okay.
cute background. It's such a cute cover, I swear. But anyways, that's just for all the listeners, for whenever this episode does release. I want people to go check it out if they want some healing and some wisdom. Turn their wounds into wisdom. That's what it's called. Okay.
Like,
So, yes, let me read that title one more time. Will love um is love possible even when we think it'll never come? I have definitely been you know, um, in that realm, many of times of it's kind of like I know love is possible because I see it in other people, but
mhm.
it's just like I don't see it present in my life. First off, just based off that topic alone, like what does that mean to like y'all? Like have y'all ever experienced that in y'all's lives?
Y-
I'm gonna let Julie go first.
Yeah, yeah, no, yeah. I was just trying to articulate. Excuse my raspiness.
Yes, yes, we love it.
um, in a sense, yeah. I had this vision of what I thought love was when I was dating around, and then um, after getting out of like a really hard, seriously narcissistic, abusive relationship,
Everybody.
I like went a while without seeing anybody in my healing journey, and then I went to a phase where like I was trying to date, um, and like when I was dating around and talking to people, and like hearing the things that they value in people and seeing how quickly they just drop people, and um, I met this one person. It's funny. Me and my girlfriend just talked about like our dating like phases, and there's one person that I told my therapist about, and I was like, yeah, like this person's really great because she agrees with me on this thing and she has this thing in common with me, but like this one yellow flag I have about her is this. My therapist is like,
Yellow.
oh, hold on, yellow flag, have you even met her yet? And I was like, no, but it's just something that like, okay, she's like, okay, pause, just continue. And I was like, okay, well, the yellow flag is this because, and I think it was more like I can't remember what the yellow flag was, but I named like two or three yellow flags, and I was like, yeah, like it could turn into a red flag, or maybe I just don't know her yet. And she's like, well, why are you enabling yellow flags? Why are you allowing that um like energy into your life? And I was like, well, it sounds really like sadistic and fucked up, but it's like it's kind of what I'm used to. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
people aren't perfect, you know.
Hmm.
Um, and I was like, if that's not normal, then like what is?
Mm,
And she's like, not perfect is not the same as like, I don't know, like people having yellow flags or red flags or whatever. You don't date someone for their potential. Yeah, they're not perfect, but you don't date for potential. You date for what they present to you. And I was like, that's just not what I'm used to, though. It was just an insane feeling. And so, like, I was just like, damn, like, will I just not find someone for me then if, like,
Hmm.
you know? And then I met,
right.
and then I met my girlfriend. I don't know if you got her in the recording, but then you got get
I did.
and then you get my lovely girlfriend, who,
Bringing your cough drops.
yeah, bringing me cough drops because she hears me coughing. uh,
Yes.
and yeah, so like I found what love actually is, but for a while I was just like, love is just like this imperfect thing, right?
Hmm.
Um, and like it's not always going to be perfect, if that makes sense. Which is, I mean, it's true on one end, but I mean on like the on the other end of the spectrum.
Right.
I
Wow.
think to like expand on what Julie said, like I went through something similar. I got out of a hard relationship, to
Mhm.
say, you know, the least. Anyways, so I also had to go through therapy, and I didn't do therapy until I got to medical school. I tried in undergrad, and I just felt very awkward, very not open to the idea of therapy because
Mhm.
I'm,
That's a good point.
in my culture, that's not normal to just be like, oh, you got problems? Okay, we'll deal
Same.
with it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like there's other people with problems, deal with it.
Same.
So, I was talking to my therapist and I was again telling her like just basically about my old relationship and like the things that happened in the relationship. And it wasn't like I was exaggerating or anything like that. And I didn't even start talking about my feelings, just like things that were happening in my relationship. And she
Mhm.
just had to like she listened and I could just see her face change. Like she was looking at me like I was crazy. She was like, so you didn't nothing? Not a single? You didn't think one thing was like bad enough so you can like stop and leave? Or
Mhm.
but I think that I was under the assumption that love is hard and marriage is hard, and while it is, you think when people say, oh, marriage is hard and love is hard, you think that includes infidelity, that includes like any type of
Mhm.
emotional, mental, physical abuse. You think that includes like being there for that person even if
Mhm.
they are like harming you, and after you've communicated like, hey, this is harming you, they're still doing it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And you
Yeah.
just think like you love like the potential you see in that person, but not so much the person they are right now, because you have no guarantee that this potential is going to be reached by that person. So you just stay and you try to prove to them, I'm a down loyal person, I
Yeah.
got your back, and
Mhm.
everything that society tries to promote these days, when infidelity is wrong. And like
Right.
Yep.
breaking trust is wrong, and treating somebody horrible is wrong. Like, everybody has anger, and everybody has like they feel these intense emotions when they're in love with somebody, but
Yeah.
that doesn't give you the right to take out that emotion on the person you swear you love.
Yeah.
Right.
you
How dare you
know
Agreed.
project that?
so
Mhm.
for so for me it was like I was like, oh, this is normal. Like this is me. I have to stay and fight for my relationship. I have to stay and be this person's arm and leg and like his backbone and whatever. But
Mhm.
then like eventually once I got out that relationship and I was done with my healing journey, there was somebody like I met, and that person, it just came, everything he did was kind of like, whoa,
Mhm.
people like this exist. And mind you,
Mhm.
when in my last relationship, I would look at my friends or my family that are dating men that are treating them so nice, like things straight out of a movie. Like he'll just buy
Yeah.
you flowers because you glanced at that bouquet like
Oh,
once,
Oh,
and things like
love
that.
it.
And I'm
Yeah.
thinking like, okay, so people like this exist in real life. So where do you find this man? Did he come from Mars? Because there's not any on Earth.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Right.
when I came across this man, it was kind of like he did everything out of a movie. My life felt very cinematic. My love
Mhm.
life felt so cinematic that it was like hard to believe.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, I do think love is possible even when you think it will never come. I think the part that everyone struggles with is patience and
Absolutely.
recognizing that you don't have to settle at all, regardless of you realizing what you bring to the table or not.
100%
You
agreed.
Right.
know?
100% agreed. I think that love comes to you when the universe feels like you're ready for it. Not to say that like people aren't like worthy of love at whatever time of whatever time in their life, right? I don't want people to have this narrative of like, oh well, the universe hasn't given it to me yet, then maybe I don't deserve it. Not at all what I'm saying. It's more of just like a like I believe you should have love for yourself and don't obviously like how Sneha said, like, settle, take care of yourself, invest in yourself, and eventually you'll find someone that will come to you and will be the person of your dreams. As unreachable as it may seem, the person of your dreams exists. It's just, you know, how my therapist tells me is you cultivate a version of you for you and you'll find someone that cultivates a version of themselves for you too.
Yeah. And how would you
Yeah,
know what the person of your dream is if you don't know yourself? Like you don't
exactly.
know what you like. You don't know who you are. You're in
Exactly.
these toxic cycles and you're thinking, "Oh, this is what I like and that's what I like."
Mm-hmm.
I used to be like, "Oh, I don't like a lovey-dovey relationship." I love that now. Like I
Right.
love that now.
Period.
That's
That's on
me.
period.
And I would have never known that had I never been on my healing journey. And
Hmm.
I took time to get to know who I am, and then I opened my heart out, and it was like right time. God said, "Here you go. Try this.
Right.
Experience this." And
Hmm.
I'm at a point where it's like, if even this doesn't work out, I have to. I'm just gonna be grateful for this experience because now I know what I like and what I want in a man, and I also know
Yes.
what I don't like and what I don't want in a relationship or a man. So it's like
Absolutely.
Yes.
I know what I'm looking for. So people always want these extravagant relationships, but you don't even know yourself. So how do you know what you want? And
Hmm.
you need to go on that healing journey to figure out who you are and what you want so you know what you're looking for. Because now
Hmm.
you're just looking in the dark and you don't know what you're looking for with no tools
Yes,
to help
Right.
you.
exactly. No, no intentions in your decision making.
Right.
Hmm.
Right.
Period.
Right. You know, oh man, y'all, that was so good. Okay, like there's just so much things there. Gosh, I forgot some of them because I got overwhelmed about the greatness. Um, okay, so one, yellow flags, that's a new term that I just learned just now.
Yeah,
That's
Right.
important.
yeah.
Yeah, because I always hear green flags, red flags. I was like, oh, yellow flags, that's a really
That's a good one because
great.
you know
That's
the
right.
yellow
That's a
flags are the
good
ones where
one.
you're just like, ah, it's
You're
okay,
just
and then
like,
they turn
okay,
red.
okay, she runs a red light, whatever. It's okay, whatever, I guess.
Right.
She kind of ghosted me on our first coffee date. Okay, but then she messaged me later. Kind of yellow flag, you know,
Yeah.
Right.
stuff like that.
Something that y'all both made me think of while y'all were talking. Um, y'all both kind of touched on this. Once, like Sneha and Julie said in the previous season, pretty much, that turbulent stuff. I thought that was what love was, and now I'm just like I like the boring relationship.
Yeah.
Quote
Yes,
unquote boring, quote unquote.
yes.
Yeah, because I'm just like,
Honestly,
Ah,
it's really not boring to me. Like
yeah.
as a partner, it's not boring. Like I
I
guess,
say quote unquote boring at because a lot of people I know for me,
yes,
we're thinking that oh we have to be
Arguing.
turbulent,
Yeah.
yes,
arguing.
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
but it's just
exactly.
like it doesn't have to be like that.
Oh,
There's no
absolutely.
It's
drama.
okay.
Yeah,
I think
you're not fighting,
social,
you're not working towards like you're not arguing about something, you're not like
yeah.
irritated at each other about whatever.
Right.
And I'm like, no, just
I
yeah,
think social media and age plays such a huge role in that because social media
absolutely.
promotes like you see your favorite celebrity. What's the latest
Mhm.
tea on your favorite celebrity? Oh, he slept with him or he slept with
Mhm.
this girl and they were at this club together. And
Mhm.
it's like
That's
that
just our
stuff.
culture.
Right. So like when you go through like traumatic experiences of infidelity and things and trust issues, and then you
Mhm.
get out of that, you heal and you get into another relationship. At first, I will be honest, it's hard to
It's
adjust. It's like
hard.
Oh
you're
It's
yeah, for
hard.
sure.
expecting a problem, you're expecting turbulence. But then like once you
Yep.
adjust to it, it's kind of like, wow, like I like waking up in the morning and having peace on my mind. Like I like that my man can
Absolutely.
go out and I'm at peace. And I like that I don't have to
Mhm.
fight this person for every little thing. I can barely think of a thought and it's already
Yes.
happening. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
someone that
Right.
wants to understand you and read you and like
Yeah.
want to do things for you,
Absolutely.
like it's refreshing and it's
Yeah.
healing
Yes.
in itself
Yeah.
It's
because
healing.
healing is
Yes.
a process. You know, it's not something that you just do and then now you're done and now you get to move on.
Mhm.
Right. Right.
It's
It's
a
a process, not a
process.
point.
Exactly.
So
I agree.
Wow.
It's so
you're leaving?
refreshing having a partner. It's so refreshing having a partner that is safe to talk to and I
Yes.
can confide
Safe.
into, and I don't feel hesitant or afraid to talk to her about anything. Like if I have an issue about something, I'll bring it up to her. If she's not in the headspace for it, she'll let me know. Hey, I'm just not in the headspace for this right now. Give me X amount of time, or give me this much space, or whatever. We can talk about it later.
Mhm.
And when I tell people, at my job or at wherever I'm at, my friends or whatever, they just go, "Oh, y'all, y'all argued?" And I go, "No, we didn't argue. We had a
Yeah.
discussion.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
we just had a discussion." And so, people are like, "Oh, okay, so y'all didn't fight?" No, and they just get a little. You could tell the disappointment a little bit in their faces when I tell people, "Yeah, no, we don't really fight. We discuss."
Yeah. Oh,
Um,
yeah. I'm gonna write that down.
yeah, like we don't fight, we
Yes.
discuss. Like I've never had a single fight with my partner. And when people are like, "There's no way you guys have never fought." And I go, "No, we don't fight. We discuss. We talk.
Yeah.
We don't
Yes.
argue. We don't scream at each other. We don't say negative
Yes.
things to each other and like throw shit in each other's faces.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like we
Healthy and effective communication.
yeah, we compartmentalize and break things down, and we talk things out like adults.
Right.
Yes.
So when I tell people, yeah, like we don't fight, and they're just like, "What?" And I just go, "Yeah, I don't fight with my partner. I talk things out with my partner, man."
Excuse me for just a second. I'll be right back.
Mhm.
Okay.
No worries. But
Oh my
yeah,
gosh, Julie, let me write that down. Let me write that down.
yeah.
Shut up. Julie, we have all listened and now see because now it's video recorded, but
Mhm.
we have all listened to your journey and your growth from season one, looking at you now, hearing what you're saying now. Oh my
Excuse me.
gosh. Yes.
Well, thank
Wow.
you.
Let me write down what you just said. One second.
No worries.
Um,
But yeah, man, it's been a journey for me for sure. I'm very proud of
wow.
where I've come from, and I thank my therapist and a lot of that stuff because
Yeah, we
she's
love
she.
therapy.
Yes, I love therapy. She calls me out on my bullshit whenever I personalize or whenever I do whatever I do. Um, and she calls me out on it and says, "Hey, hey, hey, you're doing that thing again. Remember that thing we talked about last week? The week before
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
You're doing it again." And I go, "Oh, my bad, my bad. Let me fix myself real quick." Not fix, but like, you
Y'all
know.
are so cute. Like when I'm having my sad days and then I see y'all post, I see
Mhm.
her like on your Instagram stories,
Mhm.
it just makes me smile because it's
Oh,
like I've heard the from what you've told me, I could hear the the struggle and the trauma from that from the narcissistic relationships and
right.
so it's kind of like that meme where it's like I think it's Kim Kardashian and Kanye standing up clapping and they were just like when I think okay basically the point of it is when you see your friend who struggled when you see them finally uh get the win. It's
Oh yeah,
beautiful.
yeah,
Something like
yeah,
that. You know what I'm talking about, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Oh, and so something that y'all both make me think of. So when it comes to like relationships in general, just my life in general. See, it got to a point where, and I even put this in the journal prompt, where I sat down with myself and my therapist, and I was saying, I was like, I know how to live in trauma. I know how to survive in trauma. Hell, I even know how to thrive in trauma.
Mhm.
And I'm like, now it's time to do those things, but in tranquility.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now it's time to
Mhm.
thrive in tranquility. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
so, um, w- when it comes to relationships, it's like Sneha was saying that adjustment period when you go from unhealthy to healthy.
Mhm.
It's definitely can be different.
It's
And
difficult
then
for sure.
also, yes, a
Mhm.
lot of the guys that I used to attract and just fall for, you know, um, when I was early on in my healing era, they sucked at communication. Um, they were very uh, insecure attachment, avoidant attachment.
Mhm.
Um, I realized, and this is just me spending time with the higher powers, my therapist, myself,
Yeah.
I was like, these guys that I'm attracting, in a sense, this is how, like me having to fight for their love or to prove
Mhm.
that I'm
Mhm.
worthy of love. These are things that I experienced in my childhood of me trying to fight for my parents' love, them
Mhm.
not being able to communicate. So I was attracting my inner childhood wounds that needed to be healed.
Yeah.
So, in a way, I am, in a way, I'm very grateful for um those shitty guys because it was just a consistent pattern and I just was like, what? Like literally, it's like I'm not even trying to look for those type of guys, but it just kind of
Yeah.
happened. And I was just like, you know, these me having to prove myself that I'm worthy, me having to, fight for the love, there being a lack of communication. These are all things that were going on in my childhood,
Mhm.
from
Mhm.
the two people who were supposed to teach me love,
Mhm.
parents, they failed at it, Now I'm not saying everyone's parents purposely failed, but
Yeah.
mine purposely, intentionally failed. They knew
Mhm.
what they were doing. Um, but it's just like, so my subconscious, that's all it knew. So that's all it came to that familiar. And so it was hard to break out of that. It was hard to finally learn how to thrive in tranquility.
Mhm.
It was hard for me to finally learn how to be okay with healthy and safe.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes,
Yeah.
we love that.
Yeah. It was a really definitely a hard adjustment, like going from someone that came, like I said, from a narcissistic, abusive
Yes,
relationship to dating around to finally meeting someone who is um, healthy for
Mhm.
yes,
like for just to keep it point blank and simple, just someone healthy, transparent, communicative, um,
yes,
and funny enough, she told me like I would rather you just be forward with me, um, just be forward and just be straight up with me. I don't I'm not here to fuck around. I'm not here to play games. I'm here to
right,
have a serious, long-lasting relationship.
Mhm.
And I respected it. I respected that a lot because, like I said, she was communicative and transparent, and like not a lot of people um, are like that
right,
for sure,
right.
Yeah,
for
it's
sure.
like it's not even to say that the adjustment um is hard because it's not different. I personally never thought it was different. I thought it was like hard. Like it was actually one of the hardest things I've had to do
Hmm.
Yeah,
because you're in, so you went from a hard relationship to this easy, loving, healthy relationship, and your brain is so like trained to like, deal with trauma and
Hmm.
figure out how to navigate that now
Hmm.
that you're in this beautiful relationship, or like you're even just meeting this beautiful person,
Hmm.
your little your brain's like, oh, confused. So any
Hmm.
little any because at the end of the day, the person that you're in a healthy relationship with is also human, right?
Yeah.
yes,
So like there's only so many factors that person can control.
Right.
Maybe accidentally, without knowing, they trigger something for you. And it
Absolutely.
wasn't
yes,
intentional. It
Absolutely.
was just an accident. And like while your sane mind is saying it's an accident, your heart and your other mind is like trauma, trauma, like this has happened to you
Hmm.
before.
yes,
This is the same pattern.
Hmm.
It's the same pattern. And
The
it's
body
like
keeps
you're
the score.
yeah,
The
you
body
yes.
keeps
Have
the
you read
score.
that book?
I'm reading it right now. Actually, it's in
Shut
my
up.
bookshelf. Same
and
book.
you're like, oh God, like this has happened before, it's too
Yeah.
real. And so you're in this state of panic, and it's
Hmm.
almost like, because I felt like this, I felt like I was about to self-sabotage my healthy relationship
Hmm.
because I couldn't
Yes.
let go of my past and I
Hmm.
couldn't heal from certain traumas. And
Right.
it's just like, that's really sad because because at some point I had to like basically sit myself down and sit this other person down and have a conversation and be like, hey, this is my past. This is how
Hmm.
what you did triggered me, right? And though I might not be right in the way I reacted, and for which I sincerely apologize,
Hmm.
help me, like, give me the grace to grow with you so that
Oh.
because I don't ever want to hurt you. That's not my
Period.
intention. But I
Period.
want you to understand where I come from and why my
Right.
reaction is the way it is.
Yeah.
And somebody that's healthy, somebody that loves you, and somebody that wants the best for you will always understand. But
Absolutely.
you shouldn't take that as an excuse and not actively try to be better the next time something triggers you.
Absolutely.
So, and they would understand that, and they would make it to where it's like there are no more triggers. They would be more careful because now they have
Mhm.
another piece of information about you. Oh,
Mhm.
this particular thing triggers her, so I'm not
Mhm.
going to do it anymore. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yes.
And you also learn yourself your own triggers and how to navigate your own triggers, right? And
Yeah.
Yes.
like with my partner, for example, like she knows my triggers, I know her triggers. Obviously, we try not to like trigger each other, right?
Hmm.
But even when we do unintentionally, um, with each passing time or with time that's passing, right? Like we both learn how to navigate our own triggers and how to self-regulate um,
Yes.
without needing the other person to, I don't want to say hold your hand, but for lack of a better way of saying it,
Right.
hold your hand the entire time. So it's a lesson
Hmm.
for both of you. So it teaches your partner how to carefully navigate, you as an individual, and then you also learn yourself how to navigate your own triggers.
Hmm.
So it's a mutually beneficial thing.
Yeah.
So long as you guys are transparent, you're communicating about it. Um,
Yes.
you know what I mean? And you are
Yeah.
honest with each other whenever you are feeling triggered, or when you're not okay. That's why I tell
Right.
people all the time, like it's okay to tell people you're not okay, and it's okay to
Right.
just not be okay.
Yes.
And
Right.
people look at me crazy when I say that because they expect you to be a happy-go-lucky, jolly person all the time.
Right.
Um, I've had my boss tell me like, "Nah, you don't want to be no negative Nancy. You want to be a like who wants that? You want someone that's gonna be happy all the time." I go, that's the exact opposite.
That's not realistic. Ugh, we're just
Yeah.
gaslighting ourselves at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See, a whole thing that y'all both touched on is the power of communication.
Mm-hmm.
The power of communication.
Yeah.
Like they're able to, like Sneha was saying, like you were saying, Julie, like, y'all are able to communicate. That's how y'all are able to help just navigate, talk about each
Yeah.
other's triggers, and things like that. Yes, we love that.
Mm-hmm.
We love a theme of communication.
Yeah, no, it's
Hmm.
it's 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 very enlightening. And then when I have like friends come and like talk to me about their dating issues or like quirks and things like that with people that they're seeing, they just go, yeah, like I don't like this chick because or I don't like this female, some of my guy friends. Like I don't like this female because she does this or this or this and she wants me to pay for the date. She wants me to do this. And I go, well, so do you agree with societal norms that or societal expectations that the guy should pay? And he goes, well, no, but I also feel like I'm the man, so I have to. And I'm like, okay, so I don't understand. And then when I tell them, on the flip side of things on my end with my partner, they just go, oh, it's just because you're a lesbian. You guys are different. You guys are different, and I go, the expectations are still the same in a relationship. You want someone that's an equal with
Exactly.
you. You want someone that's equal with you, not someone that like one person is only job is to do this and one person's only other job is to do that.
Right.
So I don't know. It's interesting hearing the dating game nowadays, um,
Yes,
and
yes.
societal
Yeah.
expectations on the dating game.
Yeah. Yeah, it kind of
Mm-hmm.
concerns me sometimes. It kind of concerns me.
Mm-hmm.
I will say
Yeah.
this. This has been a fantabulous, fabulous episode. Does anyone have anything to add before I close it out?
Yeah. Feel free to have me back and talk more.
Oh,
Right.
yeah, y'all are both, yes. When season six
Excuse me.
starts, oh yeah, I will definitely be reaching out. Series regulars. So this has been such a phenomenally just packed episode. Thankfully, I no longer have to stress on having a title. I let AI do the title for me.
Love it.
Yes, we
Don't we love
love that.
AI?
Go
We love
AI.
AI. We love AI. Oh my God. Also, Sneha, after this, I gotta ask you something.
Yes.
Um, but oh my God. So I am going to create a pre-recorded outro. So I'm just gonna go ahead and end this episode. Thank you guys for coming. Oh my
Thank you for
gosh, two
having us. I
all
appreciate
stars
it.
on the same episode.
No, thank
Yes.
you for having
Yeah,
us
for real.
because it definitely makes me feel like, oh wow, people want to hear what I gotta say.
Yeah, I
Thank
know, man. Me
Yes.
too. I feel so like my heart feels warm because I'm like, wow, people like they. I've had people like message me on Instagram and stuff like that, saying, "Hey, like I watched your episode and it really touched me and whatnot." I'm like, "Oh, thanks,
That is
man."
so
And it feels
beautiful.
nice knowing someone like other people um like feel what I feel. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And then
Yes.
they learn from the things that I say. It's very touching. It makes me feel warm on the
yeah,
inside. Excuse me.
same.
Y'all are phenomenal.
Thank you. You too,
I will
man.
see y'all next episode, everyone, for whatever we'll be talking about. Bye. Hello, everyone. Before we end the video, I would love to announce, and I am proud to announce that my second book is available now on Amazon. It is called Wounds into Wisdom: Self Awareness Interactive Journal Notebook with Prompts. If you love learning about yourself, if you want to go into more self awareness, if you want to talk to your inner child, if you want to just talk to yourself and, you know, uh, find out new things, this journal notebook with prompts is for you. It is interactive, it has spaces where you can, doodle or draw anything that symbolizes, the prompt. Um, you are able to interact and conversate with these prompts in the journal notebook. And it also has space at the end for you to just journal if you would like to just journal. But yes, these prompts in the book are very wise and thought provoking. Um, it will make you think, I have never thought about that before. I did not recognize that in my life until now. These will blow your mind. These will drop your jaw in a good way. In a good way. But yes, the link to purchase the book is on Amazon. The link will be in the episode description below. Also, thank y'all so much for making it to the end of this episode. I challenge you to send this podcast to at least one person. You never know whose life you are going to save by sending this podcast, because they might send it to someone else who really needed to hear it, and that person's life will be saved. Because remember, the point of this podcast, um, in general, vulnerability time, is what if someone's on their way home to end their lives, but because they listened to a special guest or to me, because they listened, they decide to live, even if it's just a little bit longer. This is a life-saving podcast, folks. And yeah, thank y'all so much. And I will see y'all next time for whatever episode that will be, because this is a pre-recorded outro. Already love y'all tons. Stay amazing. I'm proud of you for still breathing on this earth.